Hi, everybody. Happy Friday, my friends. I completely forgot to give the dogs their treat. I just happened to look up so that they will not pester me the entire time. I'm going to do that really quickly while everybody makes their way in. Here you go. You do what you got to do when you're a dog mom, right? You got to always have treats on hand so that they don't try to sit in your lap while you're doing something important. Hi to all of you. Hi, all of my YouTube friends. Colleen, my love, Anita, Evelyn, Ruby, Susie, Gail, Karen. It's so good to see all of you. Nicole is in the house. Oh, wow. You guys, we made it through another week. That's a win. That's a win. I'm super, super excited. It's Feel Good Friday. That's my favorite day of the week. Is it your favorite day of the week? Because it certainly is mine. I'm all about it. So I've got things to talk about. Let's see. So first and foremost, if you are a hardwired member, please check your emails. We have a little bit of a change of plans just for where we are meeting today, but we're still meeting today, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget about that, but definitely make sure you check your earrings. What? I truly have jewelry on the brain all the time. Check your inbox, please, and thank you so that you know how to get there, right? Let's see. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, so many things are coming up for me. Just want you guys to know that my schedule will be changing, not permanently, but probably week after next. I will be gone for about a week. I'm gonna try to work it out so that it isn't going to take up 2 Fridays. It's only going to take up 1, but I'll let you know when we get there. Hired movers yesterday, and we're looking forward to getting moved to the new place as soon as we can. So it's exciting. It's an adventure, but packing this room up. Oh, wow. Like I've packed so much stuff and it doesn't even look like I've touched any of it. So it's definitely an adventure. Let's see. I have a new kit coming out with Nile, a collab coming out here. We're hoping that pre-sale will start next week. I'll keep you posted on that as well. And let's see. What else? For any of you who are saying that the link didn't work or that you didn't get your email, please know that we're working on it. Okay. Kathy is traveling today, and what was I going to say? We're working on it. We don't have to fill up the whole comments with it. Just know that we're working on it and we'll get to it. We also have to check against our billing records. So just know that it's a process, just like everything else. What else? I don't think there's anything else. I just want you guys to know that I am so thankful that you're here to spend your Friday with me. Feel Good Friday, for those of you who have not been part of a Feel Good Friday before, let me explain it to you. So it is easy, instant gratification jewelry, super, super easy things to put together so that I send you into the weekend inspired and not bogged down by technique. I have several pieces of jewelry to show you, and I will be selling those. I am selling those. Those are for sale in my Etsy shop. Please make sure that you go over to the Etsy shop and check out with your purchases as soon as possible, because a lot of times people will come back a day later and they'll be like, I'm looking for that bracelet. Where is it? Things sell out pretty quick. Some things sell slower than others, but I got to tell you, if there's something that you've got your eye on, don't hesitate. Because a lot of times they're gone really, really quickly. I feel like everybody likes the same things. So certain things will sell out faster than others. But yes, everything that you see in today's show is available for purchase over in my Etsy shop. It's a great way to support me and to support the Sara Lovecraft Designs community to keep us moving forward, even when we're moving counties, right? Okay. So I've got a maker mix for you guys. This is St. Patrick's Day inspired. As a matter of fact, you're going to see a lot of green in today's show. So if you are looking for some last minute St. Patrick's Day ideas, then I have them for you today, and the kits are available over in the shop. And here's the thing about St. Patrick's Day designs, right? St. Patrick's Day is only one day out of the year, but the truth is that they are spring related, and growth, rebirth, and renewal is good all through spring. And green is a color you can wear all year. So I don't see them as just being limited to St. Patrick's Day. So please, I hope that you look at them that way as well. All right, I'm going to turn you guys around and we're going to get started. All right. Well, it would help if you guys could see. Hold on a second. I have my camera covered up. There we go. Sorry about that. It's like, wait, where is everything? All right. Let's get started. All right. So our maker mix, it's all about the green. Look how beautiful. Is this not gorgeous? So our maker mix for this week, this one's called Irish Eyes, and it is all green all day. Little pops of metal in here. There is a Celtic knot charm. There is a little bead here. There are some metal beads. There are some bead caps, but most of this is just beautiful glass and check glass in green, and these two amazing lampwork beads. So if you're looking for some greenery, I've got you covered, right? And green works all day, every day. I'm just saying. All right, so that's the maker mix for the week. Don't forget that if you buy a maker mix, you can create a piece of jewelry, post it, and you will be entered to win a bag of goodies from me, right? All right, so moving on from our maker mix, let's get started. I'm going to start out with two necklace designs that are all inspired by our friend Danielle Wicks. You guys, if you don't know my friend Danielle, you're going to need to check her out. Check out her Etsy shop. She's an amazing designer. She works for John Bead and is just an all-around awesome person. She teaches classes through Michael's, just like I do, and is just an amazing human being in general. And she sends me the most beautiful beady goodness. So I've got beady goodness from her today in a couple of my kits. So we're going to start out with everything is spring inspired today, right? Check out this awesome brass branch. Brass branch. That's a hard thing to say. I'm just saying. So we are going to use that to put together a really beautiful asymmetrical design necklace. So we're going to have the branch on one side, and then we're going to put together a little beaded chain of these beautiful kind of coral pink. It's like a light coral pink beads on the other side. And then all of that is going to be rounded off with some beautiful gold colored chain and a toggle clasp that actually goes here in the front. Okay, so I'm just going to walk you through how to put this one together, and then we're going to put together a silver colored one that is a little bit different. But I did want to lay it out for you so you could see where we're going with this. Okay. All right. So we're going to start out here with the focal, and we're going to start out with our piece of wire. And we are going to thread that through the front of our leaf, because our leaf, you can see, is front drilled right up here at the top. So we're going to treat it like a bracelet. We're going to thread our wire through the front of that. And I'm not taking it to the middle. I'm kind of off to one side a little bit. I definitely have a longer side and a shorter side. We're going to take that wire and we're going to bring it up, and we want to crisscross it over the top of our bead. Okay. And now we're going to take our chain nose pliers, and we're going to take that long end and we're going to bend it straight up, and we're going to take the shorter end and we're going to bend it outwards. So what we have is this L shape, and we're going to take the short wire and we're going to wrap it around the longer wire. Now you can do a really, a clean wrap, or you can do a messy wrap. I kind of tend to do a little messy, chunky monkey wrap for mine, just because I kind of like the way that it looks, but feel free to do this however you want to, right? And remember that all of the pieces to put this together are in the kit, so you don't have to have anything out of your own stash, unless you just want to add something from your own stash. All right, so trim that off, and now we're going to thread on this gorgeous check glass flower, also from our friend Danielle, and we're going to pump that right down on top. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do a wraps loop with the rest of the wire that we have left over. That's why we use the long wire as our straight up and down wire, because we're doing the most with it. I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers. I'm going to grab the wire right where it is exiting the bead, give it a bend. And I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. I'm going to take that wire up and over. And now I got to rotate the pliers because the bottom barrel of the pliers is in the way of me closing up my loop. So all I'm going to do is just rotate the pliers in my hand. Then that way I can guide the wire over to the other side. And then I'm going to wire wrap in that space. Now I'm going to do a double wrap, meaning I'm going to wrap once from the loop to the top of the bead. And then I'm going to turn around and use up the rest of my wire by going from the top of the bead back up to the loop, just covering over the loops that, or the wraps rather, that I already made. Now you don't have to do that. It's just a good way to use up your wire. I mean, really, there's really no other reason why you would want to do it unless you're using super thin wire. All right, now I need my loops to both be facing the same direction, which is away from me. Okay, so this loop down here needs to be facing away from me so that we see the front of this leaf. And then this loop up here also needs to be facing away from me because we are going to attach this to a jump ring. And that jump ring will be facing us, right? Okay, so just want to lay that there so that we know that that's where we're going. We're going to use some smaller jump rings to attach all of the rest of our pieces here, but we have to finish our beaded chain first. Okay, so I do want to show you our little beaded chain. So we're putting each one of these beads, now some of this is already done just to save time, but we're putting each one of these beads onto an eye pin. They have a simple loop on one side and we're going to do a simple loop on the other side. Then between each one of them, to link them together, we're using a jump ring. Okay, now sometimes I make beaded chains without jump rings. For this one, I definitely am using the jump rings because it helps to add length to the beaded chain. Okay, so we're just going to take an eye pin, and I've only got one more bead. Should have had two, I thought. Maybe not. We're going to add one more bead to our chain. So we're going to take that bead and we're going to drop it down onto our eye pin. And then we're just going to do a simple loop. So we're not doing a wrapped loop, which means that we're going to bend the wire right where it is exiting the bead instead of over the top of the pliers. So I just kind of bend that wire. You can use your fingers, you can use your tool to bend it. We don't need all that extra room for the wraps because we're not doing those. We're going to come in with our cutter tool and we're going to trim off, leaving ourselves about 1/4 of an inch of wire behind. Okay, then you want to come in with your round nose pliers, grab the tip of that wire, and then you just want to roll back towards yourself and towards the bead to close up your loop. All right, so now you've got a loop on either side, which is a connection point for whatever, but for us, it's going to be to connect it to our chain. So we're going to take another jump ring because remember, there's a jump ring in between each one of these. We're going to thread that on to the last bead in our chain, and then we're going to add our new bead and we're going to close that back. Okay. All right. So on either end of this, we're going to put a smaller jump ring. Okay. So a smaller jump ring goes on each end of the beaded chain. And this side, I'm actually going to go ahead and attach to our piece of regular metal chain, the end of our metal chain here. Okay, so that goes on. There's a knot in my chain, but we're just going to pretend like it's not there. Okay, I'm going to close that back. All right, and that's going to finish off this side. We still have to connect it to the center here. We're going to take some smaller jump rings and put those on either side of our branch. Okay. Okay, so we've got, oh, whoops, need to open that back up. Totally forgot. We're going to attach our toggle ring to this side. So remember that toggle is going to go in the front. Now you don't have to do it that way. If you don't like having your clasp in the front, you can put your toggle in the back. You just want to take your piece of chain and cut it in half. And then, you know, you can shorten it up however you want to. Everybody's in the kit, everybody's got a nice long length of chain. So you really can adjust this to whatever length of necklace you need it to be. Okay. I gave you plenty of chain to work with because I know some people like long necklaces and some people like them to be a little bit shorter. So I try to accommodate as best as I can. All right, so now the only thing left to do is we just need to connect everything together here with our center jump ring. So I'm going to open up our center jump ring here. Hi, Angela. I'm going to attach that to our focal. I'm going to thread on our branch on one side and then our beaded chain on the other. And I'm going to close this back. And that's it. Got a really beautiful asymmetrical springtime necklace with your toggle in the front, or you can put the toggle in the back, totally up to you. But just a really beautiful springtime design. And the cool thing about it is that it's not overpowering. So it can be worn by itself and look amazing. But because it's not a big, huge, chunky statement piece, you also can layer this with some of your favorite other pieces, right? Some shorter necklaces that you've got would look just as good as it would if it was just by itself, right? I love pieces that have that option. So there you go. That's our first necklace of the day. Let's move on to necklace number 2. Now this one also has a branch, but this one is a wire wrapped silver. So I'm going to lay it out for you. Okay. All right. So again, we do have chain here, and just lay this out so you can see where we're going with it. We're going to put at the end of each one of our chain pieces, we're going to put a little check glass bead. This one's already got one on it, but we're going to do this one. Okay. Our branch is actually going to go in the center of our necklace this time instead of on one side. And we are going to wire wrap 2 of these beautiful check glass leaves to one side. And then as our centerpiece hanging from our chain, we're going to do one of these really cool lucite flowers with the little bicones hanging from it. Okay. So I know it looks weird laying flat. You got to just trust me. Gravity does its thing, like we talked about earlier this week. Okay. So we're going to start out with our centerpiece here. And the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start out with our little bicones that are going to be hanging from the inside of our flower. Okay. So each one of those is going to go onto a head pin, and I need those to all be different lengths, or at least one of them and 2 of them the same length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread each one onto a head pin, just like so. I am going to do them all 3 kind of at the same time. Okay. So now I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers. I'm going to make this one about this length. Okay. So not down here next to the bead. I'm actually giving some space here. I'm going to come in, I'm going to bend. I'm going to do a simple loop. So I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers. I'm sorry, my cutter tool, and then my round nose pliers. Trim. Okay, and then I'm going to roll back to close my loop. Okay, now you can see how that's going to hang. The reason we made it long is so it can hang from the inside of our flower. Now the other 2, I kind of want those to be closer to the same length, and they need to be shorter than the first one. So I'm gonna just bend those together. Are they shorter? They are shorter. Okay. So I bent those at the same time just to kind of save time and to keep them pretty close to the same length. And we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to come in, trim off. Round nose pliers are coming in. I'm going to roll back to close up my loop. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Okay. And if you've never seen me do these little flowers before, you might be confused, but I'll show you how all of this comes together. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take an eye pin. Okay. And we're going to open up the loop on the eye pin. And we're going to thread on each one of these that we just created. I'm going to keep the longer one in the center and the shorter ones on either side. Okay, and then I'm going to close that back very carefully. Okay, Make sure you get a good closure on that so none of those sneak out. Okay, I'm going to take my flower and drop that down. And you can see how those hang. And again, it's hard to see it from this direction because it doesn't look good when it's laying flat. But I promise when you're looking at it straight on, and you'll see it at the end when we put it on the necklace bust, you'll see how it hangs really pretty. So I'm going to thread on a bead cap and then one more little bicone to go on the top. And we're going to do a wrapped loop for this. So chain nose pliers. You can do a simple loop if you want to. I'm going to do a wrapped loop because I've got plenty of the wire. Okay, coming in with the round nose pliers. Up and over. Rotate those pliers so you can take the wire over to the other side. And then we are going to wire wrap between our bead and our loop. Okay, and then we're going to come in with our cutter tool and we're going to trim off the excess. Now, I'm actually going to sit this to the side for just a second because I want to wire wrap our leaves to our branch before we attach this part. So I'm just going to sit this down for now, okay? And we're going to use a piece of wire to wire wrap our little leaves on. So I'm going to lay my wire across. And I want my leaves to be over here to the side. You really can do these however you want to. Give myself a little bit of a tail just so that I can hold on to it. I'm going to wrap around about 3 times, okay, just to anchor that wire. Now I'm going to thread on one of our check glass leaves. Now it's drilled through the front. So that means that I kind of have to bend my wire to accommodate just like that. You see what I mean? So I've bent my wire so that it gives it plenty of room to hang downwards, right? And then I'm going to wrap. And do one of those. Okay, and now I'm going to add the second leaf to this. So same thing. And then this one can kind of sit over the top of the other one to give it like some dimension. And then you're just going to take the rest of that wire and wrap it. Use your tools. If you've got excess, go ahead and trim it off. If you don't, just tuck your end. All right. And you've got 2 little leaves, which just adds some extra color to this and just a little bit of extra fun. You just want to be sure that when you do cut your wire, see how that one's sticking up a little bit? You just want to try to lay it as flat against your branch as you possibly can. Okay. All right. So those are our little leaves. They're going to sit over here to the side. And now we're going to add our flower to this and it's going to hang here in the center. We're going to use a twisted jump ring that's oval. So the opening is not on the bottom, right? It's to the side of the oval, which gives it a whole lot more strength. So thread on your flower and then you just want to thread that onto your branch and you're going to close that back. I need more oval jump rings in my life. Oops. Only problem is that I'm far away and can't see. Close my jump ring back. All right. All right. So you can see. Is that not pretty? It's so, so pretty. You've got this beautiful purple little branch. It's just whimsical and fun. Very springtime feeling to me. All right. So on the other side of our necklace, so this one's already got a check glass bead that just simple loops on an eye pin. I'm going to open up the loop and I'm going to thread that on to our branch on one side. And then we're going to do the same thing over here to the other side with the one that hasn't been made into a connector yet. So we're going to take an eye pin. We're going to thread on our check glass round, just another beautiful purple with that AB finish. And we're going to do a simple loop. So we don't need room for the wraps. We're going to come in with our cutter tool. We're going to trim off, leave about 1/4 of an inch. Come in, round nose pliers, roll back. And we're going to open that loop that we just made, and we're going to thread it on to last link of our chain. Now your chain, again, with this one is the same as the other. You can cut it to the length that you need and adjust it. Okay. You put your clasp and everything, all your hardware on the back. Thread this one onto our branch on the other side. And once you add your hardware to the back of your chain, your necklace is finished. Again, just another really beautiful springtime design. And it doesn't do it justice to be flat. You really get to see the beauty of this one when we put it on the bust at the end, so you can see how it hangs. It's so pretty. And you really could customize this if you wanted to. If you are looking, I know Mother's Day is still a little far out in the future, but we are always trying to work ahead, right? We're always, as jewelry makers, working in the future to be on top of things. This would be a beautiful necklace to add Mother's Day colors to, if you wanted to hang even, you know, like birthstone colors from it to represent all of the kids and grandkids. You could do that. You could add more leaves to it if you've got more leaves in your stash. So you really can customize these pieces. Just because this is all that's in the kit doesn't mean that you can't take this one step further with your own creativity and inspiration, right? All right, so I'm going to take the purple necklace. I'm going to move it out because we're not done. We've got a lot more to go. All right, we're going to put together another quick necklace. Now, this is part of a set. There's actually 3 things that go with, they're all sold separately, but they do go together. It's kind of a cohesive little set, if you will. So we've got our Tree of Life charm here. And you can see it has those awesome knots all the way around it. It's very much St. Patrick's Day inspired, but still works all day, every day, right? So this is our focal for our necklace. And we're just going to do a very simple, super, super simple beaded chain like we did in the first necklace that we did. So we have our beautiful green beads with jump rings in between them. They're going to come down to our decorative ring with our charm hanging from it. And then we just want to build up the other side. The length of this is some more of this really small paper clip chain, which is really, really popular right now. I love paper clip chain. Okay, so we're going to put this together super quick. Part of the beaded chain is already ready to go. We're going to do 2 beads to add to this, and then we're just going to put all of this together. Right? Okay, so since our chain is not finished on this side, right, we're going to go ahead and put each one of the beads that are left onto eye pins, and we're going to do simple loops. This green is amazing. I'm just saying, like, this green is just, it's just classic green. There's nothing like neon about it. There's nothing deep about it. There's no blue. It's just straight forward green, like Crayola green. And I'm not mad about it. Like, I think it's beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. All right. So I've threaded one of my rondelles onto an eye pin, bending that wire just to make a simple loop on the other side. Hi, Mary. Okay. And coming in with my round nose pliers for my simple loop. Okay. So there's one. We're going to do the other one. That was not a very pretty loop. That's all right. When it's all put together, it goes to show those simple loops are tricky, you know? Doesn't matter how many times I do them. Every once in a while, I get one that just doesn't look good. And that's just sort of the way it goes. All right, coming in with my round nose pliers. Okay, so another simple loop. Now, we're going to link these together with jump rings, again, to add length to our design. You can leave all those jump rings out if you want to, but I feel like it gives nice space between each one of our beads. So just jump rings in between. Letitia's loving the green. Lots of green hearts. Simple loops hate me. They do. They hate me too. I don't think simple loops are easy for anybody. I'm just saying. All right, now let's connect everything together here. Okay, so we're going to take a jump ring and we're going to open it up. We're going to attach it to our charm, and then that's going to attach to our decorative ring here. That's going to be our center point for everything else. We're going to take jump rings for either side of our chain. Okay, so I'm going to hook that to the decorative ring. I'm going to hook the chain on one side, close that back, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other. Okay, attach that, thread that on, close that back. Okay, and now the only thing left to do for you and for me, I've already got hardware. So hardware goes on the back, and we're just going to attach this side to our chain on this side, and that's it. Super easy to put together, but that's what our Fridays are all about, right? Instant gratification, beautiful pieces. That's a stunner. And again, another piece that you can layer together with your favorite things. It's still, you know, it's not overpowering. It's beautiful on its own and makes a great statement by itself, but it's not overpowering. So you can layer in here, put your favorite shorter necklaces in there, or put a really long, beautiful necklace with it. You absolutely can do that. So there's that. Now I've got a bracelet and a pair of earrings that matches this. So if you're looking for the whole set, check out the Etsy shop because the rest of this is in there, and I'm going to show it to you right now. So here's the necklace. I'm going to move it out of the way. We're going to do the bracelet next. The bracelet goes with that, or you can just do it on your own, right? I mean, you don't have to have the whole set, but it's there if you want it. So again, our centerpiece is our tree of life with those beautiful Celtic knots. Okay. And we're going to use some bead stringing wire, and we're going to thread on some beads here. And then the rest, the length of our bracelet is going to be some chains. So we're going to put together a little beaded section here in the front. So let's go ahead and use our crimp and our wire guardian. Okay, so I'm going to use my bead stringing wire. I'm going to thread on my crimp tube here. I'm going to thread on my wire guardian. Okay, and I'm going to take the wire back down through the wire guardian, but not through the crimp just yet, because I actually want to I want to attach this directly to my chain. So I'm going to go ahead and take my bead stringing wire and thread it through a link of chain. So that's going to drop down into the wire guardian. And then I'm going to take the tail end of that wire and take it through the crimp. Okay, now I'm going to use my crimper tool, which I forgot to grab. I got it right here. Sorry, guys. I'm going to put that crimp in the back notch of my crimper tool, give it a squeeze, and then I'm going to turn it sideways and put it in the front notch of the crimper tool just to make it more compact. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut off the excess wire here. Okay, now we're going to thread on our beads. So remember, this is one side of our bracelet. Now we're working on the center, and the other side will end in chain as well. Okay, so I'm going to thread on a metal bead. Okay, I'm going to thread on a small faceted rondelle, the smallest one. I'm going to thread on the next size up. Okay, I'm going to thread on a daisy spacer. Oh, wait. Threading my beads on here the wrong way. I'm sorry. Let's lay these out so that I don't confuse myself. The tiny ones go on the ends, right? And then we're moving upwards in size. Should have laid this out first, right? Right, so we're going larger as we go. Okay. In between here is going to be two of our metal beads. And 2 of our little small baby beads again. And the reason being is because this guy right here is going to need to hang between those metal beads. You'll see when this all comes together, it looks kind of funny because it's like we're building upwards, but then we're coming back down small. You'll see it all comes together really nicely. And we're going to pop our daisy spacers in between there just so that we're all on the same page here, because I was confusing myself. Okay. So I thread on a metal bead, right? And again, a small rondelle. The next size up, the next size up from that. Okay, now a daisy spacer, a large rondelle. We're going to do another daisy spacer, a large rondelle. Okay, now we're going to do a very small rondelle, a metal bead, okay, and then our charm here has a jump ring on it. I'm threading this on through the jump ring, and I'm going to thread on another metal bead. Here's what you want, okay? You want that jump ring to hang, or you want the jump ring to hang over the beads. You don't want your jump ring to touch your bead stringing wire. Okay. And you can do this the other way as well. Either way is going to work. You can use your small green rondelles the same way. So you can thread on the metal bead first, your smallest rondelle, then your jump ring and another small rondelle. What you want is you want those 2 beads, whether it's the little rondelles or whether it's the middle or the metal beads, you want those to be kissing inside that jump ring so that that jump ring is protected and guarded from the bead stringing wire. Because if that jump ring is touching the bead stringing wire and rubbing back and forth as you're wearing this piece, then it's going to cause abrasion over time, and that's going to weaken your bead stringing wire. So I don't want that jump ring touching the bead stringing wire in any way, shape, or form. So that's why the little beads are in there. You just want to make sure that when you go to crimp this, that you haven't left any extra space, right? Because we don't want that jump ring touching. Okay, so I'm just going to finish out my pattern here. Susie says she loves stringing beads because it's so relaxing. I agree. It is. It's fun. And I like to lay them all out. You can enjoy all the shapes and sizes and textures of your beads. And then, I don't know, does anybody use a bead board? Sometimes I get my bead board out because it's easier to like see the shape of something with the bead board. All right. So there's the center of our bracelet. Okay. And we're going to crimp on the other side, and we are going to attach it. Again, we're going to attach it to our piece of chain over here on the other side. Okay, so crimp goes on. Wire guardian is going to go on. I can't wait to show you guys the rest of the stuff. There's still more. Our Fridays are always packed. Lots of fun things on our Feel Good Friday shows. All right, taking the bead stringing wire back down through the wire guardian, but not down through the crimp yet because we do need to attach this to our chain. So we're going to take the bead stringing wire and thread it through, and then we just bring our wire guardian, right? Bring it all together. And then we're going to take the tail of the bead stringing wire. We're going to thread it back down through our crimp and pull everything down. Okay, make sure that the wire inside the crimp is not crisscrossing, it's running parallel inside there. You're going to come in with your crimper tool, put that in the back notch, give it a squeeze, and then you're going to turn it sideways and put it in the front notch and give it a squeeze to tidy it up. Come in with your cutter and trim off the excess wire. Right? And now the only thing left to do, and I don't have it over here for some reason, is to, oh, it's because it's already attached. is your jump ring and your clasp on the end. Now, again, you've got plenty of chain, so this bracelet will accommodate a lot of different sizes. If you need to trim the chain to make it shorter to fit a smaller wrist, you absolutely can do that. But this little bracelet matches that necklace that we just put together, right? Super pretty, great for St. Patrick's Day, great for spring, great for, you can wear green whenever, right? You don't need an excuse to wear green. All right, so I'm going to show you the matching earrings, okay? Earrings go together super quick, super quick. All right, so the earrings are just more of those beautiful green beads and a silver knot charm here in the middle, okay? Quick, easy, instant gratification. That's the name of the game. All right, so we're going to take a head pin. We're going to thread on our largest rondelle, a daisy spacer, and then our next size up, or next size down, rather, as it were. And we're going to do a wrapped loop, and we're going to wrap it directly to our charm. Okay. So coming in with the chain nose pliers, bending the wire over the top. Whoop. Oh no. Sorry, guys. I thought I lost you. All right. Coming in with my round nose pliers. We're going up and over. Rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side. Now, before you do your wraps, okay, in that space, we want to attach this to our charm. So we're going to take the tail end of that wire and we're going to thread it directly through the bottom loop of our charm and just snap it together. And then I like to use my bent chain nose pliers to hold on to that loop. And we're going to wire wrap between our loop and the top of our bead. Okay, and then we're going to come in with our cutter tool and we're going to trim off the excess. I'm getting a little jittery. I need some lunch. I'm starving and it is starting to show. my hands are a little bouncy today. All right, so that's that. Now we're going to put one more just little baby pop of green right on the top. With a with an eye pin. I'm going to open up that eye pin. I'm going to go ahead and thread it on to the top of my charm so it's already connected. Just makes it easier than trying to open that loop after we have already added a bead to it. Close that loop back. And I'm going to thread on the smallest rondelle. Okay, and I'm going to do another simple loop. But this loop, see how the loop on the bottom is facing away from us? The loop that I do now needs to be facing toward us because the loop on our ear wire is facing away from us, right? And so in order for the earring to hang the way we want it to, we want to make sure that this loop is going this direction. So again, coming in with our cutter tool, trim off, leave yourself about 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Round nose pliers to make our little loop. So there's our little loop. That was a good one. I surprise myself when I make a good one, you know, because those simple loops, they're tricky. I don't care how many you've made in your life. Some of them turn out really bad. So we're going to open our ear wire. We're going to thread that on to the loop that we just created and close that back. Now, these are just simple, beautiful, perfect to go with that necklace and bracelet that we just made or all by themselves. They're just pretty, right? They're just pretty. And sometimes earrings, like the earrings I have on right now, they're like large and in charge. I say that all the time because I love big earrings. And these are long. You can definitely adjust these if you need to take out some of the beads to make them a little bit shorter. But overall, the design of these is just simple and straightforward. Just stacking beads. We've got a pretty charm in between there. Beautiful jewelry does not have to be overly complicated. You know, we've got simple technique and simple design structure, and it works. It absolutely works. All right. So yes, Anita says loop seems to work better when you just do it and you don't think about it. I agree. All right. I'm going to sit these over here to the side. We've got 2 more pairs of earrings, and then I will let you guys go. These are earrings that I have made in the past that you guys have absolutely loved. So I thought I would bring them back in some new colors. So these are our ribbon earrings. I've got the ribbon earrings in the blue with the silver, We're going to put those together. Are they not gorgeous? That blue. And then the exact same style, but a little bit different here with lace. And we've got a great big pearl and some bicones. Okay. So 2 different styles, or I'm sorry, 2 different colors, same style. I'm going to put them together, put both mates together so you can see how they go together. Okay. So we're going to start with the blue. I'm going to set these over here to the side. So we've got our blue ribbon. It's all pre-cut for you. Okay. We have a decorative ring. Some of the rings are different. Some of them are twisted rings. Some of them are these hammered rings, but they all go together. Okay. Just so you know. All right. So what we want to do is let's do our dangles first. So we're just going to wire wrap those on head pins. Okay. One of them's already done. We're going to do 2 of them together, and we're going to attach those with jump rings to our decorative ring. So let's do some wrapped loops here. Coming in with our chain nose pliers. Okay. And we're going to come in with our round nose pliers to make our loop. We're going up and over. Rotate the wire, take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap in the space between the loop we made and the top of our bead. Okay. And then we're going to come in with our cutter tool and trim off the excess. Andrea says she loves the lace. I feel like the lace is going to be really, really popular, and it's probably going to sell out pretty quick. All right, so there's that. And we're going to do another one. So this one's just a little bit smaller. So you're going to do 1 of the large and 2 of the small. Okay, up and over. Rotate the pliers, take the wire over to the other side. And again, we're going to wire wrap in that space. I'm going to come in with my cutter and trim off the excess. Tuck in if you've got wire sticking out. Okay. All right. So now we're going to attach those to our decorative ring here with just some jump rings. So I'm going to open a jump ring, thread on a bead, and then we want to thread that on to our decorative ring. So there's one. To the next. Okay, so I have these so that they're hanging with that larger one in the center. Right. All right, now we're going to take our ribbon. Okay, and the ribbon is already ready for you. It has that beautiful sparkle shimmer to it. It's like mermaid. We're going to take that and we're going to thread that through our decorative ring, and we're going to bring our 2 ends together. Okay. Now what we're going to use is a ribbon end. Okay, one of these little guys. We're just going to put that right on top of both ends of the ribbon. And I start it with my fingers, just kind of squeeze it down a little bit. And then I finish clamping it down with my pliers so that I can get a really good, see how much I squeeze it? You can get a really good squeeze on that. Okay. And you don't have to add the charm to this, but I thought the charm was just a really pretty little accent to it. You can leave that part off if you want to, but we're going to put that together next. So we're going to take another jump ring and we're going to thread that through our heart charm. We're going to close that back. Okay, that's going to lay right over that. We're going to take smaller jump ring here and we're going to thread that on, or thread our charm and the jump ring on. Then we're going to thread that onto the ribbon crimp. We're going to thread on another jump ring that's going to be our go-between jump ring for our ear wire. We're going to close that back, right? And you can see that jump ring is going to make sure that our ear wire is facing the correct direction. So when we come in with our ear wire, oops, I'm trying to put all this together backwards. Hold on. How did I do that? I got my heart on there backwards. We'll fix it here in just a second. Go ahead and attach our ear wire and then we'll fix it. Why did I? I just confused myself again. Oh, goodness. Are you sure it's not Monday? Because it's feeling like a Monday. My heart's going the wrong direction here. So I'm going to open that up and flip my heart around. Sorry about that. Too funny. It was right. And then I turned everything around and it was wrong. Now I fixed it. I do need it. I need a Diet Coke for my jitters. I do need lunch. I really, really do. It's been a long time since dinner yesterday, right? And there are the blue earrings. They're so pretty. I love this blue. This blue is what I consider my power color. Like if I need an extra bit of, you know, up and atom, this color blue is what I go for. That's just me personally. It's gorgeous. Love, love, love. And the earrings turn out really, really beautiful. It's a great way to use your ribbon or just fabric in general. But if you don't have any and you love these, the kit is in the shop. Now I'm going to show you how to put together the other ones. They go together exactly the same way. Just a little bit different here in the charm section, but not much, right? All right, so we've got our lace, we've got our decorative ring, we have our ribbon crimp for the top, and all of this, the metal for this one is in antique brass, okay? We have some bicones. We're gonna hang 2 bicones and a big freshwater pearl from our decorative ring. So we're gonna go ahead and wire wrap those. Okay, so that's just gonna go onto a head pin. Do our wrapped loop. Up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then wire wrap in that space. You can't go wrong with pearls, and you really can't go wrong with pearls and lace. Like, does it get more beautiful than pearls and lace? I don't think so. That's just my opinion, but I don't think so. All right, so there's our wrapped loop on our pearl. And we need to wire wrap our bicones as well. So we're going to go ahead and do those. Just put those on head pins, do all this wire wrap, and then get it all done at once so we can just assemble everything. Okay, so another wrapped loop. So I'm coming in with my round nose pliers. Yeah, leather and lace as well. Leather and lace, add pearls. I'm just saying that's all types of yes in my book. Checking all the boxes. Okay, so there's that one. Don't force your wire wraps with your bicones. If you can get 3, great. Don't push it to 4 because you don't want to crack the top of your bicone. Whether you're doing it with your tool when you're wrapping, whether you're doing it with the wire when you're wrapping, or when you come in to cut off the excess wire, it's just, you got to be careful with bicones. And it doesn't matter if they're glass, if they're crystal, check glass, they are all just really kind of sensitive in that spot. Okay. All right. So we've wire wrapped all of our beads. Now we're just ready to assemble everything. So the same thing like we did with the blue, right? We're going to put our beads onto our decorative ring with some jump rings. So we're going to open up our jump rings here. I'm going to thread on my pearl. That's going to go in the middle. Okay, I'm going to put 2 bicones on either side, or 1 bicone on either side, rather. Okay, so there's 1 on one side. And one for the other side coming up. Okay. And then we're going to take our lace. Okay. We're going to thread that on. Okay. Now, the difference with this than this ribbon cut nice and clean. This, because it's lace, has a lot of open loops and stuff. You got to be a little careful with it when you're putting your ribbon end on. So if you want to fold over your crazy cut end, just to make it a little bit cleaner, it kind of helps to just fold over the fray and then come in with your ribbon end and start to close it with your fingers. And then again, you just want to finish off with your pliers. See how much cleaner it looks? And I didn't cut anything. I just folded the crazy ends over. This ribbon end will accommodate all those crazy ends on the inside. Keep them all tucked up in there nice and neat, right? So you don't have any of that crazy sticking out. All right, now for the top of this one, you can see it's a little connector with a bicone on it. Okay, so we're going to take a small jump ring here, and we're going to thread our bicone, and then we're going to attach that to the bottom loop of our little connector and close that back. And now we're just going to use a couple of jump rings here to put this together. So we're going to use a larger jump ring. We're going to thread that connector on. We're going to thread that to the top of our ribbon end. And then we're going to thread on our small jump ring. That is going to ensure that our ear wire is facing the correct direction. We're going to close all that back. Okay. And then we're just going to open our ear wire and attach that to that top jump ring, and the earring is complete. There you go. So 2 earrings that go together pretty much the exact same way, with the exception of the little connector and the charm, but 2 totally different looks, right? Because you've got this one with the lace and the pearl, little touch of sparkle. This is very boho chic, or just you can dress this one up, dress this one down, and then you've got this powerful blue. Definitely a standout. And if you don't like these as earrings, you can always make them a charm, or a pendant rather, for a necklace. You also got to fix that jump ring. That's going to drive me crazy. You also can take your ribbon that is included in your kit and you can shorten it up. You can cut it. If you don't want all of that ribbon, a good way to change up the length of your earring is just by trimming off a little bit of that ribbon. And then that's going to shorten the whole length of the overall earring, right? All right, you guys, I'm going to turn you around. We're going to look at things from a different perspective, and then I'm going to let you guys go for the day. Go find myself. I think I have leftovers from last night. Leftover Chinese food. I think that's what my lunch will be today. All right. So the first necklace that we put together was this beautiful branch necklace. Now, my chain has a knot in it. So just ignore the knot in the chain, but you can see how beautiful that goes together. Really cool asymmetrical design. Very, very pretty. Again, looks good all by itself, or looks great if you want to layer this with your other favorite pieces. Just a really pretty springtime feel, right? Ashley says, she swears I am an endless book of design ideas. I don't know where it all comes from. I'm telling you. I'm just glad that it does. That's all I got to say is I'm glad. I'm glad that I would not be good. I do have blocks sometimes when I'm like, I can't come up with something, but I'm glad that I get past it, because otherwise we would just be doing the same things over and over again. And I think you guys would get tired of me. All right. So here's our purple necklace with the silver branch in the center. You can see how different this one looks, but still that branch, just in silver, but with the placement of the branch in a different location. Of course, you could turn this into an asymmetrical design if you wanted to and kind of lay it out the same way we laid out the other one, and still keep your focal in the center. So you definitely can change this one up if you don't like that branch in the middle. But my favorite part is definitely the flower. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So there was that one. All right. Our other necklace was our beautiful Tree of Life. Simple, just beautiful green. Great for St. Patrick's Day. Great for spring. Just great for any time. Right. Just a beautiful little beaded chain with our focal. So pretty. All right. And then, of course, we had the bracelet that matches that, which bracelets are not easy to show like this way, but you get the idea. Beautiful bracelet to match it. And then if you want the entire set, then we had the earrings to go with it as well. So pretty. I'll take these off. I'll show you guys all the earrings because we've got 3 pairs of earrings. So I don't want to be shy about those. Are those not beautiful? Green is a color I definitely can wear. I may not be able to wear pink and I can't wear yellow, but by golly, I can wear green and it gives me like Poison Ivy vibes, right? Like my inner supervillain. So they're the green. So pretty. And of course you can adjust those if you want to make them shorter, take some of the beads out. And then we have our beautiful blue ribbon earrings. Right. Those are fun. Those are so fun. I love ribbon earrings. I will forever go back to this design just because it is so cool and so different and just lots of fun. A great way to use your favorite ribbons, or a really cool way to incorporate color, right, or texture into your design without spending a whole lot of money, right? And it doesn't use a whole lot of beads. So you definitely can get away with less being more, which I think is awesome. And again, I don't know why teal and green or teal and red go together, but I'm just saying. All right. All right. And then last but not least is our lace earrings. And again, if you're not into long earrings, you can make these independents. And if you make it a pendant instead of an earring, then you got 2, right? You've got 2 of them, one for you and one to share, or one to put in your shop or in your booth or wherever. And you can always adjust them. You can, adjust the length on them if you want to. You can trim the ribbon. It doesn't have to be nearly as long. You can always make adjustments, right? Yeah. All right, guys. So, all right. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. It has been a fun show, as always. I love our Feel Good Friday shows. I hope that I inspire you and send you into your weekend with lots of ideas. And if you need the ideas already ready for you, you grab them over in my Etsy shop, and you can take all of the parts and adjust them and tweak them and, and turn it into exactly what you want it to be. You can add things from your own stash. You can alter it however you want to, right? Once it's yours, it's yours, my friend. That's it. That is it. It's been another fun week with you all. I loved the earrings that we put together on Tuesday. If you've not had an opportunity to go check those out, yes, they're huge, but yes, they can be turned into a pendant. That's what I always say about earrings, because it's easier for me to teach you a large design that you can then alter smaller. It's easier for you to see. It translates better if the design is big, and then you can adjust the size to your own specifications when you're doing it yourself, right? But for me, I'm a big earrings person, so I don't need to adjust them. But all right. Anything else? If you're a Hardwired member, please don't forget we're getting together at 4:30 p.m. today. Check your inbox so you can get the link to get where we're going, because we're having a little bit of trouble with our group, just where it's located on Facebook at the moment. Nothing we can't handle. We've got all of that under control, but please make sure you check your email, and we will get you to where you need to be. Don't forget, today is our Sam Day, right? So over in Hardwired, we've got Sam as our special guest. Looking forward to that one. And the rest of you, I will see you next week on Tuesday with another fun show, 1 p.m. Oh, thank you, Nicole. Nicole reminded me, I have a Michael's class tomorrow, you guys. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're putting together some really awesome tassel earrings. So if you want to come and check out my Michael's class, that is completely free. You just go sign up and come and hang out. It's a Zoom, and learn some more jewelry and hang out with me some more. Let me be a part of your Saturday. If not, that's fine. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend. I love you guys. Bye.